When you have a case where either of the parent is sexually abusive towards the child, what actually happens is that the sexual life of the child dies. There's been cases of girls being defiled by their own fathers. I think Joyce May had such experience. Don't be naive. Things are happening. Is that okay now? Don't be absent from the reality of what the devil is doing in our world. Pay attention. Once you are disconnected, you cannot raise children in this generation. You have to be observant. Things are happening. If you go to school and you see a girl and a boy living together, you say, look at them, seen as there's problem. Do you know there can be greater problem with two girls living together and they are lesbians? There can be greater problem with two boys living together. So you have to be at alert. You have to be acquainted with what is happening. There was a case that happened. A girl called out the father. And I've seen that in most cases where there's sexual abuse between father and daughter, the mother shields the father. Shields and say, and the mother is not shielding the father, she's shielding her own ego. What should the world say? That my husband. And some will see that somebody is trying to rape the child and they will still shield the rapist. They should not look like parents who have missed their duties. When you have a case where either of the parent is sexually abusive towards the child, what actually happens is that the sexual life of the child dies unless there is help. The way the child perceives the opposite sex is affected, sometimes almost for life. And the case of verbal abuse, it kills the child's esteem, because the one who should give the child identity and confidence is either of the both of them. When the one that should supply that tells the child that, do you think you can become anything? Do you know you are a fool? Particularly our heavy Yoruba language, our heavy Yoruba words. One time I grew up around a woman who would have beat me verbally and say many things about me and say, look at your legs like toothpicks, look at your head, you look like a devil, you are not even fine, you are this and that, look at your eyes, idiot. And she said that in Yoruba, and the Yoruba words should be very heavy. Oponu. Have you ever heard those heavy words? Only God knows who is fabricating a gongoshu. You've not heard that one before? No. I'm not sure I've heard that one I just mentioned now. Names. And you wonder why the child can't conquer the world. That child is going to compete with those that were brought up with love. And you wonder why the child feels under. We kill them from our homes. Verbal abuse. Some girls will not believe they are fine because of what the mother has said, of course what the fathers have said. Some boys will not believe that they are smart every time the father sees what they are not doing right, and they are trying their best to win his heart, but they can't be satisfied. They will work their life out to please him, and like, what can I do to make this man even trust me? Can't be satisfied. He will never trust them with his car key to drive, but yet he trusts them to come back with a first class, because the first class is for his image, not for them. That's what happens. It is the reality of our homes. Verbally abusive parents. Name calling. Some of you don't even know that the way you talk, it is not the way they talk outside. You have become so harsh and crude. But that's the culture that brought you up. When you talk, it pierces people's hearts. But you wonder, what have I said? Because you have heard worse. And you feel I'm not even saying up to that. But what you are saying compared to others and where they are coming from is bad enough. And these are issues. Sometimes the way some parents raise their children, you would think the child was adopted. No empathy, no connection, nothing. You wonder what's going on here. So what happens is that the children begin to trust wolves. They start trusting those that can destroy them. And that's why any pastor who defiles God's children does not have an idea of what he's doing and the repercussion. Because people are practically trying to find shelter in church under sane shepherds. Imagine coming around only to see that the shepherd is more terrible than where they are coming from. That's a story for another day. When Adam and Eve hid themselves from God in Genesis 3, people say, why are you hiding? Say, because we are naked. God said, who told you that you are naked? Apparently, the devil did not just make them eat. He came back to convince them you have lost something. Meaning that what you hear most times is more powerful than what you see. You can look at yourself in the mirror and believe you are not fine, because that's what you have heard. You can look at yourself and believe everything wrong about you, because that is what they have always told you. And that has to change. Somebody has to stop it. What, in fact, the reality of many African homes is that there's been a disconnect between parent and children till adolescence. Then they try to start becoming friends when the child is in the 30s. It doesn't work. The child you didn't make your friend since tender age may no longer be your friend, because they have learned to do life without you. I'm teaching you because you can look down your parent and repeat worse. So I'm teaching you not so you can say, hey, my parent. So you can look at yourself and say, indeed, I have the tendency of making these mistakes. That's why any form of culture that makes you pursue money and abandon your family is wrong. Very wrong. You are penny wise and pounds foolish. So an emotionally or verbally abusive parent destroys the children's esteem, destroys their ego, destroys their confidence towards life, destroys their perception of God, about God. Number 3, emotionally abusive parents. That's still under number 1. This one is not just verbal abuse, not just any other. Everything that can damage your emotions, they do. Let me share a story with you. I got a call from a billionaire woman years back. She got married to a man who doesn't beat his wife. He doesn't shout at her. He doesn't do anything. But the man just seemed to have vowed that this woman will not have 1 naira to her account. He's a billionaire. In the house, they have Rolls Royce, they have G-Wagon, they have whatever kind of cars you can imagine. And the woman does not have 1 naira to her account. If she's going to the supermarket to buy anything, the man will calculate the exact money needed in the supermarket and give the exact money. She cannot drive herself out. A driver will drive her out and bring her in. She cannot travel any part of the world on her own. There will be calculation to the latter. The last kobo needed, he will price it. So I want to marry a rich man. You better be careful. What form of abuse can be more than that? You are damaging her. So sometimes you look at family, there's no concern. Many people need therapy in Nigeria. We are just not accepting it. The PTSD in many homes is more than the one at Warfront. That's the fact. You wonder, you look at this home like there's no empathy. Do you know when you don't keep records of your children's birthday, you are destroying them because they don't feel it's important? Newsflash, do you know that I did not know my birthday until 2011? So let me tell you how it happened. 2010, I was celebrating birthday, and myself and a couple of people said, this is our birthday. And it was November 22. And I did my birthday because that was what I thought. Between 2010 and 2011, so I just said, let me even ask this man, you've never said happy birthday in your life. Which one? When was I born? He said, November 15. So I called my mom too. Yeah? When did you give birth to me? She said November 15. So the following year, when the person that were birthday mates, now so that I celebrated a week before him, he was confused. It's not my fault. It's the family I'm coming from. I didn't know. Do you know that when you don't have a reward system for your children, when they do something right, reward them, you are destroying their emotions? Most times there's only complaint because you didn't come first. Some children are actually more intelligent than those guys, or you have not studied their own kind of brain.